We've been a leader in banking for more than 100 years. You'll find us here, at home, on your phone, and everywhere you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Sponsored by Renaissance Bank.
Good morning and welcome to Daily Journal Newsbreak for Wednesday, November 22nd. I'm your host, Chris Kiefer, and we're going to take a look at the top news and sports stories from Northeast Mississippi. But first, let's start with your weather forecast. Today we're looking at sunny skies with a high of 53 and a low of 29, a 0% chance of rain. Looking ahead at your 3-day outlook for Thanksgiving Day, it's more sunny skies, high of 57 and a low of 33. Friday, sunny with a high of 63 and a low of 41. And Saturday, partly cloudy, high of 65, low of 36. Let's take a look now at today's top headlines. United Furniture Industries has agreed to buy Lane Furniture for an undisclosed sum. United Furniture President Larry George said the purchase includes the global rights to the iconic Lane brand and the 750,000 square foot manufacturing facility in Belden. It also includes Lane's Royal Development Recliner Mechanism facility in High Point, North Carolina. United's acquisition of Lane will be completed prior to the end of the year, and the Lane name will be absorbed by United. United Vice President of Sales Jay Quimby said the company would retain Lane's employees, including the 300 at the Belden facility. And this isn't the first United Lane deal. In 2014, United was the winning bidder for the former Lane plant in Winona. United offered $1.45 million for the 475,000 square foot facility, as well as 90 acres in the Tupelo Lee Industrial Park South. The Saltillo Police Department began making turkey traffic stops on Monday. Officers pulled people over and offered them supplies for Thanksgiving meals. They wanted to help a few families during the holiday and ended up with more than 70 baskets and dozens of frozen turkeys to give away. Saltillo Patrolman Deandra Poole said she hoped the gesture would show that police do more than write tickets and make arrests. She wanted to show that she and others in the police department care about the community. The police teamed up with Fred's, Saltillo Pharmacy, Food Giant, and Bauhaus to collect items to give away through a food drive. Some were hand-delivered to families police knew needed the food. Others were given away around town and during surprise traffic stops. Saltillo residents showed their appreciation for the police department's giving. At least one recipient of a food basket even jumped out of her car to give Saltillo Police Chief Grant Bailey a hug. Katina Holland is no stranger to tragedy. Seeing people in her life suffer left Holland with an acute desire to help cancer survivors. Holland initially planned to launch Wear It Well shortly after her grandmother, Leona Given Davis, died in 2013. Then Holland suffered a serious brain injury and her efforts were delayed. The group finally hit the ground in June. It provides makeovers and beauty services to those dealing with illnesses or traumatic life experiences. Between 20 and 30 regular volunteers have done 30 full makeovers. Their clients have mostly been women, but 2 men undergoing stem cell treatment are currently on the waiting list. Wear It Well relies solely on donations and the efforts of volunteers. Recipients are chosen based on their needs and available resources. Those wishing to donate or volunteer can visit the group's Facebook page or its website, wearitwell.org. And in sports, the Calhoun City football team is already getting a big contribution from a player they expected to be an important part of their future. Sophomore Davion Hull caught his first touchdown pass of the year in last week's playoff win over Philadelphia. He also had a season-high 9 tackles on defense. That included 2 tackles for a loss. The Wildcats travel to Winona on Friday and the MHSAA Class 2A North Final. The 5'11", 195-pound Hull plays both receiver and linebacker. He's had a bigger role on defense and has made 68 tackles on the year. Getting contributions from younger players like Hull is one reason Calhoun City wins year after year. The Wildcats are the reigning 2A champs, but will face a Winona team that beat them 31-20 in division play. Calhoun City racked up more than 400 yards of offense in that game, but committed several penalties. That does it for Newsbreak on this Wednesday. Don't forget that this show is just one of the many online offerings courtesy of the Daily Journal that gets you news off the page and on the go. Check out the Memo podcast for the latest in news and entertainment in Northeast Mississippi with hosts Emma Kent and Derek Russell. On Tuesday's episode, Scott Morris talked about a pair of Mississippi State and Ole Miss football fans that have attended a lot of games in a row. Also, Caleb Badillion gave the latest details on efforts to expand Lee County's jail, and Bobby Harrison talked about Governor Phil Bryant's budget proposal. Check it out in Apple Podcasts, Google Play, or at memo.djournal.com. And Ole Miss and Mississippi State fans, get ready for the Egg Bowl by checking out the Double Coverage podcast with beat reporters Parrish Alford and Logan Lowry. You can check that out in Apple Podcasts, Google Play, or at doublecoverage.djournal.com. And a quick programming note, this will be our final episode of the week due to the holiday. So we wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see y'all next week.